So we were thinking before, just kind of a little fun thing, the top college stars since the year 2000.
Yeah.
So we came up with you, Johnny Manziel, Caitlin Clark, Tim Tebow, John Wall, Zion, Cam Newton, Angel Reese, Mike Vick.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else come to mind?
Top star since 2000?
Yeah, just the 2000s, 2000 on.
Oh my God. That'll tell me, because I'm going to think about 10 of them as soon as I leave here.
Yeah, that's it.
You put me on the spot. This is a question I needed beforehand.
Y'all go down in the comments on this part too and let us know who we're missing. You just heard our list. Who else are we missing?
Let me just give you my stars. They're not from 2000,
Okay.
just my favorite stars, period. Barry Sanders,
Ooh.
prime time.
Mm.
So Barry and Prime were the two guys I tried to emulate growing up. Those are two guys I wanted to be like. Obviously Barry for just how elusive he was, the cuts on the football field, and then the way Prime, the showmanship, he would go back, return punts, get the crowd hype. And I try to take a little piece of all that and to mold it into myself. Also another guy, Marshall Faulk.
Ooh.
Of course.
Eddie George in college was a dog.
San Diego State.
He was killing in Cabo. He was running for
San Diego State, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ripping off 80 runs, take a break.
Yep.
Is that the Aztecs?
Yep, San Diego State.
They had the dopest jerseys.
Yeah, San Diego State had some dope jerseys.
Black and red.
It was San Diego State had some clean jerseys.
Hell yeah.
The red helmets, the red helmet with the stripe going down the middle, the Aztecs on the side.
Fire.
Man, who else? Peter Warwick was a guy, man. I used to love watching Peter Warwick,
That motherfucker
bro.
had some hands and some feet.
Man, I mean, he in college, I used to think there was nobody that could be better
The way he could
than
stop
Peter
on a
Warwick.
dime.
Yeah, the way he could stop on a dime. Who else are we missing? God, I remember a bunch of them as soon as we leave. But yeah, man, I mean, those are, some of the guys that, I grew up watching, that I idolized, that I love, watching the way that they played the game. Maybe Lamar Jackson. Yeah,
I know
Lamar
who we
Jackson
missing.
on there. Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Raghib Ismail.
Ooh,
The
Rocket.
Rocket.
Yes.
He was big at Notre Dame, bro.
Yeah.
Rocket was huge, man. Rocket was huge.
Reggie before Reggie went to school.
He was.
The Rocket was cool. The Rocket was
Charles
cool.
He
Charles
was.
Woodson.
C. Wood.
Yeah.
C. Wood was huge.
C.
Yeah.
Wood, yep.
Big,
C.
too.
Wood was a superstar. He used to come to UCLA and fuck a Baron.
He was a superstar.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
Champ
C.
Bailey.
Wood. Shout out to C. Wood. That's my
Yeah.
dog,
Yeah.
man. We
Champ Bailey was-
still get it in.
See, we need some whiskey, bro.
Yeah.
right.
Refill.
Got that whiskey
Go
on deck.
The eye black. You had 619 on it. All the
Yep.
kids around the world started putting messages on the eye. Even Tebow took it farther, put the Bible verse on it.
Yep.
You were a bigger part of the culture than just playing, like swag and all that too.
Yeah.
What you think about that and how that blew up? And then the NCAA ended up banning
Look
it.
at that
Yeah.
young boy
Yeah,
right there.
man.
They ended up banning it because you were swaggy.
Exactly. Because they don't want you to have.
They didn't create it.
The power.
Yeah,
That's
ain't-
why.
They
They
couldn't
don't.
monetize it.
Yeah, they can't monetize off of it. They don't want you to have the power. They don't want you to understand that you can affect all these kids and the way that they watch the game and the things that they want to do. But I loved, one, so the way that kind of came about. So I started actually with writing my area code on my wrist tape. And, you always, as athletes, we always hear the narrative of don't forget where you come from, right? And so that was kind of my way of paying homage back to my hometown. And so I was writing it on my wrist tape for a while, and I stopped wearing wrist tape, and I started wearing eye black. And one day, Tino, my OG, Tino, he's our equipment guy, came in, and he was like, he wrote the area code on it. He was like, why don't you try this out? I was like,
dope.
I was like, what you think? You think it'll look good? So we tried it at practice. All my teammates went crazy. So I knew once the teammates liked it, I was like, oh, we got something.
We good.
So I started rocking it in the games. And, but yeah, this is before a time period, before anybody, did that, thought about that. And then for me, I love the idea of having my city on my face or somewhere where I can show.
See it
this
through the
is
face
where I'm
mask.
from, bro.
Yeah.
Because, as basketball players, y'all, it's different for y'all,
Yeah.
right? Y'all don't wear helmets.
Yep.
So, people see y'all faces all the time.
How can you
Football
stand out?
players, I didn't even have my name on the back of my jersey.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
think
that's
about
right.
that.
Y'all didn't have your,
We didn't even have names on the back of our jerseys. So you think about that, like, they really want you to just
blend in.
blend in. Like, they really don't want you to stand out. And so you got to do different things like that to stand out.
I feel like you studied your sock game was different from running
Yep.
backs. Your towel placement different.
Yep.
Everything you did, look, you had a towel placement.
One arm sleeve.
Yeah.
He had arm sleeves. He was like a hooper.
Nah, for real, for
And
real.
then
Yeah.
the around the back shit.
The
on the
AI.
side. I'm like, oh, this nigga's out there playing basketball. He out there in the mid sock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The black cleat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was, you know, I've always, like I said, I watched a lot of Deion Sanders. And I feel like a lot of that came from him, watching his swag, watching his style on the football field, the way that he would create his own, you know, persona. He had his own persona. And it was very different and it stood out from anybody else. And I always wanted to stand out with the way that I played the game and even the way that I looked on the football field.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to make sure my uniform had to be clean.
Yeah, you look good. Remember Prime?
I always had to have a towel hanging out, and that really came from watching guys like Prime, like Marshall Faulk. And then, you know, the socks always had to be about calf high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that came from Marshall Faulk.
Pearly whites.
So Marshall would always wear his socks high. And so, you know, it's you know, when you grow up and you watch these sports, man, you take a little piece from all these guys that you idolize.
Yeah.
And so I took a little piece from these guys. And when you again, the punt returns, getting the crowd hype, I took that from Prime. The socks, I got that from Marshall Faulk. The towel, probably from Prime too. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you take a lot of these pieces from these guys and you kind of mold them into who you are. And I always wanted to be different on the football field. And so that's why you would see me jump over guys, flip over guys, behind the back, whatever I had to do to get to that end zone. You know, it was, you know, for me, it was more than just a game. It was about life, and it was about, you know, I got to get to this next level. I got to get to being able to take care of my mom, my dad, my brothers, like, because I want them to see the fruits of my labor as well.
That's deep.